Ladies and gentlemen, good day and welcome to the earnings conference call of Indian Metals and FERRO Alloys Limited, arranged by Veritas Reputation. At this moment, all participant lines are in the listen-only mode. We will conduct a question and answer session later. If you have a question, please press star and 1 on your touchtone keypad. Please note that this conference is being recorded. I now hand the conference over to Mr. Aryan Rana from Veritas Reputation. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Thanks, Melissa. Good evening to all of you, and thanks for joining this earnings conference call of Indian Metals and FERRO Alloys Limited to present and discuss the financial results for the quarter and full year ended 31st March 2023. With a market valuation of over 1,500 crore, the company operates in the metal and mining industry business space with 190 MVAs installed furnace capacity and 204.55 megawatt captive power generating capacity that includes 4.55 MV solar power and chrome ore mining cracks. IMPA is India's foremost fully integrated manufacturer of quality ferrochrome. The company's business portfolio chain, the mining of chrome ore, the production of electricity and the smelting of ferroalloys. We have sent you the results. I hope you have received the same. The results are also available on the company website and the stock exchanges. Before we proceed to the call, let me remind you that the discussion may contain forward-looking statements that may involve known or unknown risks, uncertainties, and other factors. To discuss the results and address the queries of investors, we have with us the management represented by Mr. Prem Khandelwal, CFO and Company Secretary, Mr. Vijayananda Mohapatra, Chief Operating Officer, Mr. Deepak Mohanty, Head Ferroalloys Business Unit, Mr. Binoy Agarwala, Head Power Business Unit, Mr. Sandeep B. Garade, Head Mines Business Unit. We will start the call with a brief overview of the Q4 and year-ended financial year 2023, and then we'll open the floor over to Q&A session. Each participant can ask 2 questions and then can come back in the queue. With that said, I will now hand over the call to Mr. Prem Khandelwal. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Aryan, and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, for taking time out in joining this earnings conference for the company. For the fourth quarter had been remarkable for the company because we are back on the track with a net profit of 63 crore as compared to 10 crore in the previous quarter. And for the entire year, we had a highest ever turnover in the company with 2,640 crore and highest ever total income of 2,702 crores. Although the PAT numbers are not as comparable, not as good as the last year, which was an exceptional year, but even then it is a creditable year in the sense that this is one of the best years in the history of the company, barring the exceptional year last year. As far as production sales numbers are concerned, for the fourth quarter, we have produced 61,200 tons of ferrochrome, and we had mined chrome ore of 193,000 tons, and we have sold around 57,362 tons of ferrochrome. The price realization was 117,000 rupees per ton, roughly, for the fourth quarter, and for the entire year, it was 116,000 tons, as compared to 109,000 tons in the previous year. With that, we can start the question answer session for now.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may enter star and 1 on your touchtone telephone. If your questions have been answered and you wish to withdraw yourself from the queue, you may enter star and 2. Participants are requested to use handsets while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. To ask a question, you may enter star and 1. We have the first question from the line of Saket Kapoor from Kapoor and Company. Please go ahead.
Namaskar, Prem Saab, and namaskar to the team.
Namaskar, Saket. Boliye.
Thank you, sir, for the opportunity and a good set of numbers, sir. As as per our last conversation, it was conveyed to the investing community that we have hit the peak in terms of the raw material prices, and henceforth the benefit of lower raw material and better realizations will accrue to the numbers, and that is what we have seen for this quarter. Sir, I'm just taking some gist of what our MD told today at CNBC. So just a couple of points from where he left there. Firstly, sir, if you could give us some understanding on the capex part. Sir spoke about capex in two phases. First, the 1 lakh, the one which will be done by 2025, and then for another 1 lakh. So if you could elaborate, what is our capex plan for the coming 4 to 5 years, sir?
No, Saket, I think there is some confusion there because MD spoke about 1 lakh ton of ferrochrome capacity which is coming up online in second quarter of calendar year FY23.
Okay.
He didn't speak about any other 1 lakh ton. So I think there is some confusion there. So as of now, what we are planning is 1 lakh ton of ferrochrome capacity with an investment of 550 crores in Kalinganagar.
Correct. And last year, sir, we capitalized around 200 crores in the capital work in progress. So what would we attribute that 200 crores to?
No, that is too specific a question. We need to check that one, Saket. You can send us a mail. We'll answer that separately.
Okay, sir. Sir, can you again give us some color on the major raw materials, especially the coal and the coke prices, and how have they fared? The met coke, I think especially from Colombia is the one which we are using because of some specification. So how are the price trends, and we also guided for EBITDA margins improving from 22 to 25% for H1.
Yes.
So इस aspect पे सर थोड़ा elaborate कर दीजिए.
The Q4, as far as Q4 is concerned, coal cost, the variable power cost has come down from 4.77 rupees to 4.26. And although the coke cost has not come down in Q4 because we are using the old inventory, high cost inventory, but the coke cost has come down. Deepak, would you like to expand on the coke front?
Yeah, actually we have procured in the 450 level earlier, but that has come down by another $70-80 at the moment. But that coal will be received in the Q2 only. When it will be utilized. So it is coming down with the earlier, it was above 500, which has come down slowly, and ultimately we are in the Q2 we are seeing a slightly much lower price for the coke, particularly for that region. So in fact below $400 we have now booked, which will be shipped in the month of July.
In fact, we had bought at the peak of $700 in last year, and from there it has come down to around $380 now. So as you intimated earlier also, the costs are coming down gradually.
So the benefit of lower coke cost would be accrued from second quarter?
In first quarter and second quarter also.
Yeah. In the first and the second. Sir, if we look at the lower volume part, there also the MD mentioned that for the sales for the quarter have been 57,000, and there was some inventory at the vendor managed inventory yard. So if you could elaborate, what would be amount of the stock that will circulate to Q1, sir?
So 7,000 tons of ferrochrome were shipped on 30th of March. So billing would be done in this quarter, current quarter.
So you will be getting 7,000 tons realization is quarter में booked.
Yes.
Okay. And sir, if you could also throw some light on the inventory part, sir. That is again the inventory is higher because of this only, sir. We have the inventory at 637 crores.
Because that 7,000 tons is again appearing in the inventory.
Correct, sir. And lastly, about the POSCO part, sir. Earlier, because of some natural calamity last time, there was some force majeure for POSCO. So are the deliverables now evened out, and they have been disclosed to that 7,000 ton per month?
Deepak?
Yes, Saket. In fact, it was stopped in the month of September. Force measure they declared, and from month of January they have started taking. And at the moment for this quarter also, it's in the 21,000 level, and going on also it will be in that range as per our contract.
And sir, could you throw some more light on the realization for ferrochrome currently? And one more request, sir, as we see in many companies' websites, there is a provision for the latest update on the international prices of the commodity that the company sells. Ours is a single product commodity, and for all investors, it is not feasible to track the prices. So if a link could be created for us so that on a monthly basis or on a 15 days that is updated, so we can get an idea of how the current ferrochrome prices are trending. It is available with steel mills, but everyone cannot source the same on a real-time basis. So if it's a request, if that could be done for the.
I think that will create more confusion in the investor community because there are different kind of prices for different kind of grades.
Okay, sir.
What we are producing, what price they are quoting, we don't know.
Okay.
So that might create more confusion.
Okay, sir. So then what are the current realization and how have been the contracts done? You could give some color on this.
Deepak, would you have that number? Current realizations are around, I think.
It is similarly around 120,000 around it will be for this quarter, which is slightly higher than the last quarter, 2-3 cents higher than the last quarter for that reason. Last quarter, in Q4, it was 116 or 117 around, and this quarter it will be around 119, 120. Minus changes, I give 120 around.
120 will be the realization for Q1.
Prime material. Yeah.
Please come again. Hello.
Yeah, 120,000
prime material. Ferrochrome, prime ferrochrome.
Correct, sir. And sir, we did spoke about this renewable tie-up also going ahead. I think so we have currently 5 megawatts from the solar. So going ahead, sir, are we looking for this open access source forum that have been availed by the government going ahead, or what kind of capex do we envisage going ahead to have renewable tie-up?
Bijan, I would request you to answer that one.
Yes, for our Kalinganagar, that upcoming project, we have to get power through renewable energy. That will be approximately a hybrid system. That means solar plus wind. So we are going for a 50 megawatt capacity, and that will be captive generation, not open access. It will be captive. We will have a share on that one. So we will get benefits of being a captive user.
Okay, and what will be the investment there, sir?
Investment is a captive share. It will be in a lower range. It will be around in the tune of 100 crores.
And sir, for the coal prices, what have been our coal costs? I think 2,700 was guided to us in Q4. So what is the current coal cost and what was for Q4?
Coal cost, thermal coal.
Both, sir. What we sold from the rejections coal was this, the average coal cost, sir.
Okay. Bina, would you like to?
Yeah, I am answering. Actually, in Q3, the weighted average cost, MCL plus washery reject, was to around 2,800. But in Q4, weighted average of washery reject and MCL has come down to 2,600. That is the difference of 200 rupees around.
And what would be that for Q1, sir?
Q1 will be remaining same as now in Q4.
Okay, so Coal India did announce some increase in coal prices. Will that affect how?
Coal India has increased. They have given the notification from G2 to G10. But we are using G12, G13 coal, so there will be no effect on G12 and G13.
And lastly, on the OTS part, it was the settlement has happened at 52 crore rupees. Earlier, we were emphasizing it at 71 crore. So that understanding is correct for post this?
No. 71 crore is the amount we have to pay, that we have paid.
Okay, sir.
So that was the amount to be paid, not the settlement amount.
Okay, but we have booked 52 crore, I think so. 52 crore.
We have already provided for 26 crore in the books already. So the balance amount has been provided now.
Okay, and now the issue is put to rest, sir.
Sorry, amount to?
Now the issue is put to rest. Now we don't have any other contingency arising.
No, that is the final settlement we have entered into with them.
Okay, sir. Other than this, sir, any other contingency line items we have on that is pending to be resolved in the near future?
There are other items also. So we are trying to resolve them.
Okay, sir. Sir, I joined the queue, sir, and thank you and all the best to the team, sir.
Thank you.
Going ahead. Sir, for the AGM also, I think so. The notice is not yet. The dates have not been provided. So in near future,
provided within time, in due course.
Okay. Thank you, sir. I'll join the queue. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you. We have the next question from the line of Manish Sehgal, an investor. Please go ahead.
So I just wanted to understand with Utkal cash flow coming in and the kind of cash flow we'll get in H1 and H2, we'll have decent amount of cash on books by the end of the year. With market cap at around 1,500 crores and perhaps 260 crores already in the books and maybe some more coming through. Would you think a buyback makes sense for enhancing shareholder value at the current prices that the shares are trading at?
See, Manish, we have lined up a lot of expenses also. So buyback at this point of time is not sensible in our opinion. So although we are paying good dividends, so by way of dividends will be rewarding shareholders, but buyback I don't think is feasible at the moment given the expansion plans we have lined up.
So, but expansion would be how much in terms of value? Because we've announced 500 crores.
Around 2,000 crores we are investing in over a period of 7 years. So we need to have that kind of cash flow also in our kitty. And we are planning it through internal accruals only.
So 2,000 crores of total capex over next 7 years is what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay. Fine. Thank you so much. Do you think that will increase dividends perhaps, if not buyback?
Yeah, wherever possible we are trying to give the maximum dividend.
Okay. One final question in terms of cost of production, what you are seeing now versus Q4?
That will be difficult to answer at the moment because it depends on what kind of material we are using when. So I won't be able to give the exact number for that, but
directionally?
It should be lower than Q4.
So sell price higher and cost of production lower, so which means decent expansion in the
Q1 is better than Q4 we are expecting.
That means much better than, in fact. Right?
That is very difficult to pinpoint at the moment too early because it all depends on where the spot prices of ferrochrome and what kind of cost we are going to have. But yes, overall we are expecting it is better quarter than Q4.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Right, thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Vaibhav Bajajia from Honesty and Integrity Investment. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. Thanks for providing the opportunity. So just a few questions from a longer term perspective. So if you can help us understand, how ferrochrome consumption in a stainless steel series 200, 300 and 400 differs, that will just help us understand how the demand can fluctuate going forward. If you can just highlight this part, that would be.
Deepak, would you answer that one?
So nobody can tell, but let me tell you, the 2022 calendar year, stainless steel output was at 55.255 million tons, which was lower by 3 million tons from the previous year, that is 2021. But all predictions are there that in the current year, 2023, it will be reaching a new height of 60 million tons. So once the stainless steel is picking up, naturally ferrochrome has to go up, ferrochrome demand. And that's why we know the stainless steel, ferrochrome is used mostly in stainless steel, and the per capita consumption, particularly in India, is still in the range of 2 to 2.5, while the international standard for any developed countries, it is around 15 kgs, and China has reached almost around 10 kgs. So even if, and with the government interventions and Atmanirbhar, all those things, with the kind of projections government of India has already taken up movement towards that. So naturally, if it gets doubles also, ferrochrome will be in demand. So that's why I don't see.
I understand that, sir. But what I was trying to understand is that how the ferrochrome consumption differs between different grades of steel, which is series 200, 300, and 400. If you can provide per ton consumption kind of thing, that would be great.
So basically, ferrochrome consumption varies between 12 to 30%, and lowest 10 to 12% in 200 series, and 400 series it is above 25 kg. So 25%. So that's the highest category, and this is the lowest category. And depending upon what grade of ferrochrome you are using, because internationally India produces around 60%, but South Africa produces around 48% to 50%. And certainly like Kazakhstan, they produce more than 68%. So it depends, that percentage what I told. I told in the context of mostly 60% level.
Okay, got it. And as I understand, some of the ferrochrome manufacturing capacity in India is flexible to shift to even manganese ore. So if you can just highlight what is the total ferrochrome capacity, and out of that, how much is actually shiftable to manganese depending upon the economies between manganese ore and ferrochrome? If you can help us understand that.
So let me tell you, any furnace which is producing ferrochrome can produce silicomanganese or ferromanganese. With minor changes, not much thing, anything can get over. So as such, at the moment, ferrochrome capacity which has been utilized is in the range of 1.7 million tons. And we are producing around 1.3 million tons in India. So if depending upon the market scenario, those who are not integrated may shift to some quantity, may shift to basically manganese alloys. That has happened in past also. They have gone to manganese and come back to chrome depending upon the market scenario.
Got it, understand. And lastly, sir, from a longer term perspective, is there any way you are seeing that this trend of electric vehicles that is slowly creeping in everywhere across the world is going to have an impact on the supply of on a global supply of UG2 mine, which actually determines the price for our mining portion of our business? So do you think that there is a link, and this trend towards EV can impact either positively or negatively to us over long term?
Do you have any idea about that? I don't think there is.
No, actually, I don't see there is a link between EV versus UG2 chrome usage, because that's not relevant. Relevant what?
No, sir, I was coming from the perspective that UG2 is mined only mainly because of group metals, and in EVs the ratio of platinum group metals usage is very low. So I was coming from that point of view that over long term, do you see any impact on that?
Actually, I don't think so. In South Africa, even if platinum group area there is UG2, from other side also they are getting tailings from which they are making UG2 kind of things. So I don't think it will impact.
Okay, got it. And then lastly, is there any other alternate to ferrochrome usage in stainless steel? Is there any other alternate material or something that can be used, or there is no alternate?
I don't think there is any alternate because stainless property comes from chrome, basically, which ferrochrome has. To some extent, scrap is used, stainless steel scrap. So, because in the scrap also, stainless steel scrap, you get the chrome as well as nickel. So, to some extent, but it is not the major virgin ferrochrome is required.
Oh, got it, sir. That's it from my side. Thank you. Thanks for answering all that.
Yeah.
Thank you. We have the next question from the line of Sagar Gandhi from Future Generali Life Insurance. Please go ahead.
Yeah, sir, my first question is on the thermal coal cost. So we have seen prices of thermal coal globally going down. So, sir, your guidance of 2,600 rupees per ton for Q1, is it not slightly conservative in estimate, considering your Q4 cost at similar levels?
Binoy?
Actually, I told you Q4 weighted average of washery reject and MCL is around 2,600. But in Q4, MCL, what is the weighted average is 2,800. And we have linkage option. That price is quite low because if we are getting coal from linkage, that weighted average is around 2,700. If we are not getting sufficient coal from linkage, that is the reason why we are going for spot auction. Spot auction coal price is high. So weighted average of MCL cost is going high.
Sir, what is your normal proportion between spot and linkage? I mean, contribution from both?
No. We have linkage as per our required quantity per annum. We have linkage, but in case we are not getting linkage coal from MCL, then we are going for spot auction. In Q4, we had bought only 5,000 of spot auction, but in Q3 we had gone for 30,000, around 30,000 of spot auction. It depends how it comes from MCL.
But normally, whatever is your consumption, 50-50 comes from both avenues. Is that the broad understanding?
No, it is not 50-50. Suppose we are getting as per our required quantity from linkage auction, then we need not to buy from spot auction because spot auction price is quite high. It is ranging from 5,000 to 6,000.
Okay. Okay. And sir, what was your volume number for Q4?
In ferrochrome?
Production?
Yeah, ferrochrome.
Q4 I have already given you number.
64,000. So Q4 is already given.
Q4 is 61,200.
Okay. And Q3 number was?
58,122.
58,222.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. This is
Thank you.
Thank you. We have the next question from the line of Joe Shah from Seven Seas. Please go ahead.
Prem, I have some questions for you. Two questions. Number one, as you said that sales was 57,362 tons in Q4 and 7,000 tons were shipped with 30th of March, so which is yet to be invoiced. Right? So now when there is so much of inventory in transit for transit shipment, how come there is reduction in work in progress and the finished goods inventory by 28.50 crore? Actually, this should have gone up, but now here inventory has gone down by 28.50 crores. So this is the one question. And second question is what is the status of this Utkal C valuation report? Some expert committee was to prepare this and file this valuation report. So what is happening with the report? These two questions.
So this report is not yet come. We are still waiting for that report. The valuer has not yet given the report, and ministry putting pressure on them to release it as soon as possible.
Right.
They were supposed to call us in the end of May for discussion, but that has not happened.
Right.
So maybe in the month of June we should be getting invitation from the ministry for discussion. And as far as changes in inventory is concerned, I think it is we are showing decrease in inventory. We are showing around 29 crore, compared to 50 crores, because in the Q3 also we had a lot of inventory which we have liquidated in this quarter.
Right.
Okay. So maybe because of that you are seeing this number.
Okay. Now, Prem, about this Utkal Steel, that valuation report discussion in June, you are saying June, July. But after that discussion, they will straight away make the payment, or again there will be some discussion?
That part I am not aware of. The process, what process they are going to follow.
Right.
After the discussion with us, once we agree to the valuation, then we should be getting back that money.
Right.
But the process at the government level is going to be cumbersome. Maybe 15-20 days time they will take in releasing the money.
Right. Okay. That is reasonable. 15-20 days, 30 days is reasonable. We have waited for so many months.
Yeah. I am not aware of that part. So that is the government process. They will take their own time.
Right. Now, Deepak, two questions for you. You are expert on this ferrochrome pricing and everything. Now, we understand that in China, ferrochrome prices are improving because of shortages. Some scarcity is there and demand is also improving. And Chinese ferrochrome production is going down, and UG2 price is also strong. So all this Chinese ferrochrome price is improving. So what do you think about ferrochrome price in next 2 quarters?
Actually, ferrochrome prices, if you look at Chinese ferrochrome price,
yes.
If you look April to May, it was a rollover, and May to June, it has gone up by 200 RMB. Correct?
Right.
So 200 RMB means it is around 2.3%.
Right.
But the exchange rate, the Chinese currency RMB has depreciated by around 3%. From if you look at initial opening of May, late April, and now it has gone from 6.9 to 7.10 already.
Okay.
So effective price has really not gone up. It is, if you convert it for CI, because the international transactions are ultimately done on dollar terms, so in that really not much gone up, and as such, because of the Europe is not in good position, they are also dependent on even their construction activities that has not yet catched up so far.
Okay.
So, but looking at the things, it should improve, and as you are telling, UG2 prices have gone up. So
right.
There is cost pressure on all ferrochrome producers in China, so have to go up, but it's the timing depending upon how the demand pans out. Unless there is a demand supply tandem, it can't go up.
Right.
That's the way I look at it.
Okay. Now, Deepak, one more question about our Therubali smelters. Now, because of distance, I think now Therubali is distance from chromite mines in Tukidda. I think Therubali is losing importance, and we are more focused on Chaudhar area. Now, is there possibility of our shifting Therubali production from ferrochrome to ferromanganese? Is there possibility so that we can utilize our infrastructure in Therubali?
No.
Yeah.
We have evaluated many a times, but
yes.
As you know, manganese ore is not available in India. It's all import based.
Okay.
And you have to be close to the port, because all manganese setups in India, either it is near Vizag port or near Calcutta port.
Right.
Mostly. So logistical cost and otherwise it will not be really suitable. And as such, we have to utilize our own chroma. And
right.
we are utilizing Chaudhar always at maximum. Thereafter only you are using at ceremony.
Okay.
So effectively it's working out.
Okay. Now, regarding this renewable energy plant at this Kalinganagar, our person from power was saying that about 50 megawatts will be installing at 100 crore rupees. So that is a very good amount. 100 crores, 50 megawatts if we are able to set up at 100 crore rupees investment. That is a very good. Comparing to thermal, it's very much cheaper. So how long it will take?
Yotin, why you have understood it wrongly. We are not setting up a regional power plant in Kalinganagar. We are entering into a captive consumption with the party who is setting up, and we are just going to contribute our 25-26% equity in that.
I see.
Which should amount to around 100 crore.
Okay.
It will be outsourcing of this power from them. Just participating there.
So we'll be outsourcing our renewable power from that third party.
Yes.
Okay. Now, Prem, last question regarding this Q1 FY24. As you said that realization will improve to about 120,000, and also cost of coal is also going down. So can we generalize that Q1 will be much better than Q4?
That I have already told that Q1 should be better than Q4.
Okay. Thank you. No more questions.
Right. Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, before we move to the next question, we would request participants to limit their questions to 2 during the initial round. We have the next question from the line of Dviti from Molecule Ventures. Please go ahead. Dviti, your line has been unmuted. Please proceed.
Hello?
Yes. No, Dviti, we are not able to hear you. Could you use the handset?
Hello?
Ma'am, please use the handset while speaking. We cannot hear you clearly.
Hello?
Yes, please go ahead. Thank you.
Yeah, congratulations on a robust performance.
Thank you.
So, my first question is, what would be our cost of production for Q4?
Q4 cost of production would be around 78,000, 79,000.
Okay, and what do you expect that number going forward in Q1, FY24?
As I said, it would be very difficult to give any pinpoint number for that. What we can give a guidance that it will be lower than Q4.
Okay.
Very difficult, yeah. Exact number will be very difficult to calculate now.
Okay. Sir, one question regarding South Africa. So, after the rampant rise in power prices, are ferrochrome smelters still viable in South Africa? So, what would be roughly their break-even cost? Because during the correction of ferrochrome prices, the news was floating about shutting down of plants. So, if you could just throw some light on that.
Deepak, would you answer that?
Yeah, let me tell you. Actually, South African ferrochrome production, even with the power cost higher than other things, they are much viable than China, because out of total 15 million tons, China produces around 7 million tons, which is at a much higher cost because they buy the chrome from South Africa and then convert in China. So that's why that advantage is always there with the South African producers. As far as chrome cost is concerned, it is a major part, and reduction also in China is quite low, South Africa. So they are always cost competitive. There is no issue. Main issue is the power availability. But you must have heard that power situation in South Africa is extremely bad. And now their winter, from 1st of June to end August, their winter is coming where the tariff is higher, as well as it is going to be in the 8th stage of power crisis, which means in a turn of 32 hours, 16 hours blackout. So we have to see how things are coming out. They have a power crisis. It's not the rate what affects them. Availability can change the ferrochrome prices definitely in a different way. Exponentially, it can increase if the power crisis in South Africa happens.
Okay. And sir, on Utkal C, if you could give a revised timeline for when do you expect the amount
That will be very difficult to give any timeline, madam, because you see, last 6 months we are expecting this money to come. But government is taking its own sweet time, so very difficult. They were supposed to call us in end of May for discussion. That has not happened. So maybe in June that discussion will happen, and then next quarter we can be expecting the money. But again, you see, those are again expectations. Government is taking their own time.
Okay. So one last question is, what is our per unit power cost for this quarter?
It's 4.26 rupees variable power cost.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We have the next question from the line of Krishna Kansara, an investor. Please go ahead.
Hello.
Yeah.
Sir, I had two questions. One of them has been answered. So just one last question. What would be your volume guidance for the next quarter?
Deepak?
It will be volume guidance is around 64,000 production.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Rest of my questions have been answered.
Okay, thank you, madam.
Thank you. We have the next question from the line of Saket Kapoor from Kapoor and Company. Please go ahead.
Yes, sir. Sir, in continuation to the answer, 64,000 is our production schedule for Q1.
Yes.
And sales will be in the vicinity of?
64,000. Whatever we produce, mostly we'll send it out.
And then there will be an 7,000 also that is there in the inventory. So 71,000 should be then the.
No, not like that probably. It will go against the quantity. The quantity which we have shipped in the month of at the end of April and March. That went for April. Then April we made the shipment that was delivered. So it will not be an additional quantity. That way, it will be in that range only, 64,000.
64,000.
So total. Okay. Only thing, our inventory was not there at our major supplier. For that reason, it was in the last quarter. It was lower.
So come again. Inventory was.
We supply that customer on gift basis. So for reason we have to move because to that area it takes 20 to 25 days for arriving the material. For supplying the next month we have to do in the previous month, which we used to do, but it had stopped at certain point in time. So we didn't have inventory over there. For which mass shipment what we had. So that is basically for the April supplies, not an additional.
Sir, the printer for the other income part, we have seen for an year-on-year, it has moved up from 16 crore to 24 crore. So what are the key constituents of the same?
Other income, lot of things are there. Scrap sale, then interest income, then mutual fund income. So a lot of components are there. Not related to operations.
They are not related to operation. And even sir, for the depreciation part also, I will mail you as you have told, because we have applied more than 200 crore, but the depreciation has gone down from 110 crore to 107 crore on a year-on-year basis. So that part is also not clear why that.
These are very specific questions.
Because I will write. Yes, sir, I will definitely write and
for these, yeah.
Separate mail for the same, sir. And if you could give us some.
Reply these questions.
Correct, sir. You are right, sir. I'll do that, sir. Sir, if you could give me only the last point on some color on the breakup of the raw material cost for Q4 and the trend for Q1, sir. And sir, and one more part about the sales realization when you mentioned about 1,20,000, it includes the blending of both spot and contracted, because spot is keep on changing. We are still 1 month left for the quarter to end. So what is that 120 number, sir?
It is a blend of spot and long term. And as far as cost is concerned, chrome cost is 8,000 for Q4. I am telling you, the chrome cost is 8,600, met coke is 47,800, and power is 4.26 rupees. And Q1 numbers should be lower because exact numbers we cannot give right now.
Right, sir. And coal prices also, sir?
Coal power, that 4 with 26 paisa.
Oh, that will cover, yeah.
Yes.
Correct. Sir, when you were mentioning about that 1,20,000 is the blended, so the spot prices will change for the month of June also. So how are we arriving at this number, sir, 120?
No, we are calculating as of now. If it goes down, it will go down further.
Okay. And out of the total sales mix, sir, what percentage is spot and how much is contracted, the volume, out of the 64,000?
What is the percentage, Deepak?
Maybe it will be something like 30 to 40%. 30% is your contracted long term, and balance is spot kind of thing. Although there is annual contract and other things, including all these things, not directly spot. Long term, I'm telling long term means more than 1 year, so that will be around 30 to 40%. Balance is, some of them are 30 to 40% also in the range of 1 year contract basis, and balance 20-30% is on spot, real spot.
Sir, I'm confused, sir. Once again, if you could just simplify me.
So basically, you can say on 75% around is your long-term basis, and 25% on
25% is a spot basis. Right. Okay, sir. Thank you for the elaborate answer, sir, and we hope for the continuity of these calls, sir. These are very informative and give them an opportunity to interact with the management, and we hope to hear on a continuous basis, sir. Thank you, and all the best to the team, sir. Namaskar, sir.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we will take one last question from the line of Vaibhav Bhachatia from Honesty and Integrity Investment. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thanks for the follow-up. So in terms of Utkal composition, so I think most of the amount that we've invested there would be sitting in capital work in progress, right?
No, in infra balance sheet, you mean?
So the amount that we have invested in Utkal,
that would be in the form of investment and loan, not capital work in progress. The capital work in progress will appear in the balance sheet of Utkal Coal, which is also not there now anymore after the vesting order. Now it is in Utkal Coal balance sheet. Yeah, it is in Utkal Coal balance sheet is now receivable from Government of India.
Okay. So what is the total amount which is there in terms of investment and loans? Which is
around 370 crore.
370. And the expected amount that you currently see that we are going to realize?
I think we should be getting that entire money.
Okay. So there will be no write-off as such?
No, I don't think we've that should be there.
Okay, that's it from me. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the last question. I would like to hand the conference over to Mr. Abhishek Sawant for closing comments. Please go ahead. Mr. Sawant, I'm sorry, we are not able to hear you.
I think it's not there, so we can close it now. If there are no further questions, we can close it.
Hello?
Yes, please go ahead.
Yes. We thank you for taking the time for our earnings call today. Infra is going through a significant phase of growth, and we are hopeful of a fantastic year ahead. On behalf of the Board of Directors and Management of Infra, as well as Veritas Reputation PR, we thank you all for your participation in this call.
Thank you, members of the management. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Indian Metals and Ferro Alloys Limited, that concludes this conference. Thank you for joining us, and you may now disconnect your lines. Thank you.
Thank you.